So we'll call the meeting to order. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So recognized guest. Debbie?
Yes.
Mrs. Atherton, I should say.
Oh, Jesus, Christ.
Wow, Jason Crow. There's a Vermontism for you.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard.
And Kathleen Ingstrom too from the library.
Okay. And we have Eric Collins here. We got Joey Randall here. And Eric's actually on the agenda.
Yep.
And I always forget your first name.
John.
Thank you. All right.
Don't call him late for dinner.
Yeah. I'm all ready for dinner. Okay. John, do you have something that you want to bring on to the
Yes.
during guests? Do I have you under?
No, I'm not on the agenda.
Okay. Put my glasses back on here. What do you have, John?
Are you on it now?
Yep.
This is from the Development Review Board. Guy Charbonneau has resigned, and we would you consider appointing Robert McAllister to his place?
Robert, which Robert, young or old? Older?
Young, oil Robert. I think it would be good to
Did you
have.
call young or old? Okay, you mean Robert that works for Fred?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because I think it would be good to have a business person on the board.
Perfect.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to appoint the oil man, Robert McAllister, to the Development Review Board to replace Guy Charbonneau
So we have a motion on the floor and it's been seconded.
by,
Jerry.
Sherry.
okay, sorry.
Any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion passed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is that all you have for us, John? Okay. Joel, you don't have anything? Joey?
So we're here from the library. We're kind of late this year in terms of the budget and stuff like that. But what we have are the 3 past years in terms of the budget that we have dealt with. I have my card. Sorry,
That's all right.
I'm gonna have those stick fingers. And the library is a big part of the town, and there are many services that they provide, for the town. Kathleen, you can tell them about some of the things that the library has been doing.
Well, this year we finished up this spring the CLIF grant, which is the Children's Literacy Fund. And they were at the school virtually with a presenter, but all the children received 2 free books that they chose. So that was part of the 2020-2021 CLIF grant. We also are at the Notch Day Camp. We have the library dugout there, and we provide books for the kids. We gave away, over 100 books this summer that were either given to us or we had gotten previously. Anyway, and then we had presenters at the day camp. We had 3 presenters. We had a presenter up at the Leaps Day Camp in the afternoon. Kurt Valente came, did a nature walk. So the presenters were for the Notch Day Camp were Modern Times Theater. They do a Punch and Judy puppet show. And the Southern Vermont Museum of Natural History, they bring wild animals and do a program. So we continue to do that kind of programming at the Notch. Mindy Gesser is there every day, every morning the Notch is open. And we also, for grants, we had over $5,000 in grants that we applied for. We have air purifiers now, so that patrons can come in during COVID. And We also had the Story Walk grant, so we had a grant from Rise Vermont this year for just under $800 for story walks. We had story walks at the camp, we had story walks at the library, and at the nature trail and the elementary school. And we're gonna continue with those. Anyway, there's, and other than doing curbside for people, as well as people coming into the library, and we have abided by the governor's and CDC's guidelines during COVID, so.
So are there any questions?
You want to be a profitable business,
Mm-hmm.
and you're counting on a tremendously, well, it looks like you're gonna be making 14,000 this year, but that has your retention.
That's employee retention money. yes.
Okay,
Which can only be spent with them.
That's it's spent on.
can you
the wages.
explain that to me?
So in
what it
other
is?
words, the money is taken out, whatever your wages, okay?
Mhm.
So employee retention is there, and, that is for wages. And the, library took out of their, well, you can tell them.
The investments and stuff like that, yeah.
Tell them about.
For, like if you look at 2020, when there was only like, $40,000 that was given to us from the town.
Mm-hmm,
We had to take out, 15,000. The library does have investments, but I
Mhm.
mean, we don't use them. Thank God they were there.
yeah,
So
sure.
that we could do that too. But, if you go back to 2019, I mean, the town gave us $60,000 at that time too.
Mhm.
So one of the things that they're trying to do this year too, is to give raises to their employees too, which they have not been raised in a long time.
Mhm. But you are retaining them,
Yes, we
for the
are.
most part,
Yes, we are.
and if you were losing them, you wouldn't have as big a credit, correct?
Right.
Okay, and, but you're asking for a $70,000 appropriation from the town,
Yes.
and you won't have this retention credit at all in this coming year?
No.
Is that why the budget goes to 58,000 for payroll?
Well,
Well, I
Yeah.
know, and you discussed an increase.
No, employee retention credit is kind of like the ARPA money with the federal government.
Okay,
This is a COVID, how do I wanna say it?
but you didn't,
Financial, yeah,
You-
and so we are an incorporated library, we
I
are
gotcha.
not a municipal library.
right,
So we were allowed to apply for employee retention credit,
okay,
and we did, just like any small business.
Yep.
Okay, and nonprofits could do that.
That makes sense.
yeah,
And we
perfect,
Now
okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
makes
it
a-
does make sense,
Yes.
because we were cut and we needed to keep employees on.
Yes.
Makes sense to me
And we
now.
have continued to provide as much as we can our services during COVID.
Oh, I realize that, no, it's,
Yeah, so,
like I was telling you before the meeting, I use the library myself, so, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, you seem to be, the current arrangement with the town, we're paying all of your utilities now,
yes, you are.
and,
I think there's a $5,000 for maintenance too. And
okay,
I think that.
Yes, I budget whatever you guys need.
Yep.
So like this year, you guys are gonna need the building to be painted. So I am gonna get some quotes and we're going to have the building repainted.
Right, so that, in the end, there was like 60,000
mm-hmm,
from last year. Was it last, yes.
I can't remember. Or the year before, what do you mean, 60,000?
50,000 for what?
That was the grant, or the appropriation, I think, that the town gave us.
In 2019. That was
Plus they put in $5,000 for maintenance and $5,000 for utilities.
Right,
So it was
right,
like
right.
60,
That's 60 or
60,
50.
yes.
okay. And, but you carry your own insurances? You don't
No.
you don't fall
We
under
have-
the town?
Well,
I see liability,
well, we
and,
have
I think
stuff
it's-
for the inside of the library and stuff like
Yeah.
that the town does not cover.
They fall under the town.
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
okay.
Well, most of it, the building and,
The
Yeah, they
building
get
and
about
stuff, yes,
$1,800 in
but the
premiums
stuff
here.
inside,
yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much money in there that's unreal.
Okay. Makes good sense to me.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Where does the appropriation for like fuel and that stuff, is it for, in the line of the town appropriation? I don't see it.
Yeah, when they did it in
Yeah,
the
we pay
budget, they
that,
put
yeah.
the town appropriation in, and then they, underneath it, they put maintenance, and they put 5,000, and then for, utilities, they put $5,000, so they were listed separately,
Okay.
when they put it into the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Studying it.
We're probably gonna have to study it more. With your budget.
Any more questions?
So last year you guys ran on $44,816. Is that what that's saying?
What,
That was our revenue,
Yes.
and, okay, what did we?
Did
that
you
was
go-
2020, right?
That was-
Yeah,
okay.
2020.
Right, that was your revenue.
No, our revenue in 2020 was 50,628.
Right, and 2021 was,
That's now, so
Right,
that's till
exactly.
October.
that's till October, so go back to your 50,000.
yeah,
So you ran off the 50,000 and you had an overage of 13,000 of spending? Is that what that's saying?
Yeah, expenses
Yes.
were over
Not
by
operating,
14,000.
not net operating revenue.
Right, so you were
Right.
minus
are you
A
looking
13.
lot.
at 20 or 21, Sherry?
She's
Looking
looking
right
Back in
at
20.
2020,
Okay, yeah.
right there, I think.
Because at the bottom you have a negative
Right, and that's where we have to
13,817.
borrow money off.
So that
Yeah.
you need
our
to offset
investments and
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in 21, you're at 14,300 over, it's not
That's
over, you
the-
still have that left.
That is from, some of this is, once again, if you look at the employee retention credit, see the notes on the
Mhm.
bottom?
Yep.
And then you're looking at wages on the top.
Okay, so that's added back in there what you didn't use.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
that makes sense, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Can we leave one of these for Linda too?
Yeah.
I'll scan one and send it to her.
I've got,
Oh, okay. Well,
Well, we can.
we
yeah,
still,
yeah.
we're
And
still
one,
gonna,
oh,
what's that?
For you, so you can have
oh,
a
I'm
copy
coming
of
home
it.
tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
okay. We'll hold it here for you
I'll
then.
be at all the budget meetings, yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay.
So I can participate better. We're having budget meetings this week, aren't we?
Yes, the 8th.
Wednesday
Then that's
and
why
Friday.
When we'll decide on the library then, not tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we're
absolutely.
not gonna cite
That's
tonight.
right.
I
Okay,
just wanted to know
all right.
the numbers.
Yeah, I get it.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
I'm good.
Scott, you had something?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
you,
Appreciate
guys.
the effort put into this.
Have a good evening.
You as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yes, you too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. So we've gone through the guests. Next on the agenda is approval for the November 15th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
What are we doing? What are we approving?
The minutes for
Minutes.
November 15th.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Guess it's been so long since I read them, I don't
We had that
remember.
once for the
Here's a
weekend.
copy of them if you want. They're relatively accurate, but I can't blow
Well,
my own horn there, you know.
I'm gonna say, I think I read them right after the meeting, and after you posted them, I didn't have any problems with them.
I didn't either.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it pass. Okay. Listers.
Okay, I have a errors and omissions for the board. Errors and omissions occurs when something comes up of monetary value after the grand list has been filed
Okay.
and placed in vault. And what happened is the Vermont Electric Company overstated or took more depreciation than they were allowed. And as a result, that created a difference in value of $177,900,
Wow.
which they are taxable on. So that will raise somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 additional for our grand list.
Okay.
So it is in your favor to approve that. Sign this omissions and errors certificate, give it back to me, and then I'll give it to Kylie, and then she'll sign it too, and it'll go in the vault, be recorded.
Okay.
So
I make
that
a motion to approve it.
the state can follow through and give us our money.
It's actually money back to us, to our
I
town.
will second that. All those in favor of approving this?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay?
Nay.
Hearing none, passed. Eric, you have something from signatures for us?
Yep. The right-hand column of this sheet.
Doesn't matter what order.
No, it does not. As long as we have a majority.
It's like the Declaration of Independence. Everybody's watching me sign it. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
We weren't alone, I think they did it in every town.
Huh?
I think they did it in every town.
Oh,
Every
the
town.
EC did, yeah?
I think they did some businesses too, if I heard correctly, and they got credited back a certain percentage. And some homes, some houses.
How does that affect our streetlight bill?
I don't know.
Because they own our streetlights, right? We lease them?
Yes, and you lease them by unit.
And so did they overvalue the value of the streetlights?
Couldn't tell you, but I wouldn't doubt it, because that is on the substations and lines and poles,
Okay,
so.
just curious. I mean, it's a good thing, you know, get that tax money. Saves everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That concludes what I have.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Eric.
See you
Come back and save us money anytime.
Give us money.
See you in the
That money coming back this year or next year?
At this rate, I'd probably say next year.
I mean, what I'm saying, will it be money for this year? I don't care when we get paid, but is it this year's money?
Yes, it's this year's money. It's the 21 grand list.
And so next year it'll go down, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
zoning for parking ban, is that, I forgot how that,
That's on the computer if you can't find it, and they have it at the Courier. Somebody said something about it, but they have it there.
okay.
Yeah,
Has it been printed?
the ad ran last week, and
Okay, yeah.
it's also been posted on Front Porch Forum. We also have
Good.
notices
Yeah,
here.
because I was going to say
And-
it's the same one every year, so it's right there.
And it's on, I guess there was some discussion about the time. The
Time?
Yeah, the notice that the Courier has says 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
That's back when the bars were open, wasn't it?
I was gonna
Yes.
say, there's different times on different streets. I think River Street has a
Midnight,
different time.
isn't it midnight or not? Well,
Well-
did you go on the computer or how did you find it?
No, that was the notice that was published in the Courier.
But somebody must have called the Courier.
Yeah, we called them last week and told them to
Just
run
told them
ahead.
to put the same ad in, probably.
That's correct.
Okay,
So,
well.
And then, but the notice I posted said 11 p.m. to 8 a.m.
That's what it changed to after so many bars closed. But I suppose we'll have to honor whatever is printed because, you know.
How's it going to affect you guys?
We
at
don't
all.
have anybody to tow at this point, so.
Well, yeah, I was
Well,
gonna,
we don't, I know.
I keep seeing a lot of advertisements, TV and Facebook for COTA.
What's
We're
Coda?
Over in Swanton, COTA.
Oh,
It's a-
Coda. Well, we can't get anybody to come up here. That's the problem. We had somebody from over there, and they said no way because somebody yelled at them.
Right,
Is it
and-
TDI or
Yeah, we
something
had
like
TDI.
that? Yeah.
How was somebody like that? And I don't know. Was Ricky doing it? Ricky Mason?
He did it last year, doesn't wanna do it this year.
I don't blame them. They get so angry at him,
I know.
and
I'm just throwing that out because I've seen a lot of advertisements, like they're really
well, we
looking
can call
for
'em.
business, yeah. I mean,
Wouldn't hurt to call Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't hurt to call, and then they'll come once and they'll say we're done. But that's
Well.
all right. Usually we don't have a problem after the first week or so.
Does anyone wanna take a lead on that?
I'll call him.
Over at the garage, we've had discussions on using boots again. I know we mentioned it last year.
I
I brought it to
know.
the board and mentioned it last year, thinking that may be a more
Do we have
appropriate
any?
way of
Are they
doing it.
expensive?
No, we'd have to purchase some. They're under $200 a piece.
You
Yeah.
only need
Does
one
that-
per car, so maybe
But
10 would be
I
more
was
than
gonna
enough.
say, does
5 would
that
probably be more than enough.
solve your problem though?
Yeah,
It
you
doesn't
move it, they
move
can't
the
move
car.
Well, no, but if they can't move their car when they wanna move their car, and they gotta
Yeah.
pay a fine for parking
Well, can we
illegally.
do,
And then we'll send you over to unlock them. Is that the way it works? After they pay the fine?
That would be the way it would work.
After
I
they
don't
pay
know,
the
it's
fine.
still more investigation would have to be done.
Yeah. Well, why don't we talk about it this week when we're in the budget hearings too? Because
I think that's a good idea,
But like
actually.
you say,
I
we
bet
can't
we might have
seem to
some
get anybody to
information.
tow. TDI did a few tows, and then after they got grief from a bunch of people, they pulled out and said they
I
wouldn't.
know. That was TDI. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
just
they got
trying
really
to,
upset. They stopped.
So Tim's
I'm just
gonna-
trying to keep the roads clear,
Yeah.
you know? And if we,
Well, I know,
Put-
but they don't care.
if we
They
put
don't
10
understand that
booths
people
out-
who park on the street.
we're just gonna be plowing around them.
We are, but then they can't move their
Well,
car
I
to
say
go
plow
to the
them
grocery
in,
store.
but nobody agrees with me.
They can't go anywhere.
That doesn't solve the problem either, though.
Well, makes them shovel themselves out.
2
that
days
might solve
before,
it.
2 days before the parking ban, I went down the street early. There were 22 cars parked on the street.
They should be parked in
The
their
day
parking
before
spaces.
the parking ban, there was 6. The day after the parking ban, there was 1.
That figures.
So it's effective, I guess.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be there. They'll
Yeah.
be back, you know. It's-
And John, you sent out those letters, right?
Well, no, I wrote them, but I haven't sent them because the disparity in the time, so I didn't know what to put in
Oh.
there. When the sign on the street, those metal signs say 11 to 8, and then in the paper it
Okay.
said, you know,
Yeah, we
2
changed
to
It's,
6.
The signs are new, the ad in the paper is old, so.
Yeah,
We
they
bought new
must have pulled
signs
the
a
old,
couple
because
years
we
ago.
had it different last year. They must have pulled an old one. If they're gonna do another one this week, I can call them tomorrow before I go home and see if they
Yeah, I
can
think we
change it
don't,
for Thursday. What is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be
We don't-
11.
it should be
What?
11 to 8. I
11
think.
to 8,
Oh no, 8's late, isn't it, Scott?
well,
Oh, 11 to 8 is
Yeah.
getting them off the
yeah,
street.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ban.
Oh, is that what you wanted to say?
Well,
Yeah, that'd be
we can
good.
give or take a little bit. It's when they're parked there all night and they have no intent on moving.
I
Is
think-
10 on moving, yeah. Well,
You get thirsty.
we had voted 11 to 8 after we lost all the bars, I think.
What time
Yeah.
do they stay open till?
Because
Depends.
it used to be there were more bars and it was 2 to.
Same thing with the crossing if they had an event. They're gonna be.
Yeah, when I first got on the board, it was 2 o'clock, and then at some point they changed it because.
But it sounds like Scott would, and his crew would have leniency.
Well, yeah, they would have.
Yeah, if you
yeah.
give them a larger window,
Yeah.
they don't,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be with
People
Right.
try
We're
to
with
talking
hooks on the
here-
street
When you
at
just-
11 o'clock.
When the bars are
when you
having
just
an event,
blatantly
they're not
ignore
gonna tow
it, that's
people
another.
or boot
3
them.
o'clock in the morning, everything's closed up. They're not gonna move it.
Right.
Right, oh yeah, oh I know that.
Right.
So Tim, you're gonna call Coda just to see if they would.
If they're interested in getting the towing contract for,
And then maybe in that time frame until the next meeting, Scott, if you want.
Because
to
it doesn't
prices
cost us
on
anything. The
boots.
person who
They're
gets towed has to pay for
They're a
the
couple
big
$100
total.
a
So
piece.
it's
There's
whatever
different
they
price
charge.
ranges.
We don't make a contract with them.
Where
It's
you
whatever
get-
they are going to charge. I mean,
Right.
they're going to set the
I don't know,
price.
we're looking
That's
online,
right.
Yep,
I
I
don't know where.
No, it's,
the
uh,
actual
Not,
company-
And
we're
that's
not
what-
involved in the money at all.
and that's what the ads say, and the notices say that, towed at the owner's expense, ticketed and towed.
So
Right,
could
right.
they be fined rather than towed?
They would have to.
Oh,
they would
fined would be us, but towed would be the
I
tow
was
truck
gonna
company.
say, how's the ordinance written? If we
I-
did boot them, could we then fine them?
I don't have it in
Yeah.
front of me.
Basically, they have to pay to get their vehicle back, right? They
Yeah,
have to do that
that's-
if a towing
that's
company.
fair.
does.
That would be,
I
that
don't
The
would
think
only
be
we
thing
make-
is, I
fine.
don't know about what kind of liabilities falls upon the town by doing that.
Well, you'd have
Well,
to.
none if you
we'd
have a
to make
company.
sure and put a notice where they're gonna see it, so they don't try to move it with a boot on.
Yeah.
Well, remember before we put flyers in the windows too.
Yeah. A lot of other, like the city of Montreal, I think boots cars.
They
No,
I
have-
think
Yeah.
that's
so
what
if they boot, they have this, usually a lot of places that boot, they have this piece of paper that's got sticky, they peel off the sticky and it goes right on your driver's side window, so you, when you, before you even open your door, it gives you a phone number to contact,
Yeah.
Yep,
so you know you were booted.
yep, I think
Usually
that's a
like
great
orange or
idea.
red or something like
Has it
that.
snowed much up there yet?
Yes, and then it rained
Oh.
and it all went away, now it's
Yeah.
It's
ice.
gone
Yeah,
now.
now we're in ice.
Now it's all ice.
We're back to mud season.
Mud, yeah.
Mud and
Oh,
ice.
we have trouble with it the first week or two, and then after that, people figure they're not going to keep going to get the car. So I don't know.
Okay. Anything more on parking bans?
I'm good with that, I like the idea of the booting.
Well, if we can find some, let's buy them.
Yeah.
Chairperson's report, the only thing that's on my radar right now is that property on Far Street. I reached out to Kylie, she's tried contacting the lawyer, haven't heard anything back as of yet.
What are you talking about, Far Street?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
where's the, people are getting eviction notices left and right and are moving out right now. I can't figure out how we can't get control of our own
Well,
property for over a
right
year.
now I'm thinking what's going on with the lawyer, but
Yeah, that's
I
just
don't
so
know.
weird because
Well,
everybody.
the lawyer shouldn't have anything to do with it. It's our house. Are you talking about the house we own?
Yes, yes.
Did you say they're moving out?
No, they're not. They're still there.
I don't know what the lawyer, what good the lawyer is, to tell you the truth.
Well,
I
we
mean,
just
they were
wanna
supposed to
go
be out
about it
when,
legally,
October?
so we don't have a lawsuit against us, would
Right.
be my thought.
exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, you know, we can go in there and live if we want to. It's our house.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not.
I did that to a tenant once. I sat on the couch with him and watched TV because he wouldn't leave.
well, when you come home tomorrow, you can move in.
Yeah.
I will.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, we got it all covered.
Problem
I found a
solved.
good roommate.
Problem solved.
Highway report.
I called the
Wow, where do I
cops, told him he
start?
had several guns upstairs, and I got him
Hold on
out
one
finally.
second.
Yeah.
And I don't know
I
if
don't
this
know.
comes under chair or not.
Okay.
Do we have to approve those budget dates? And then they have to be warned, I don't know if they've been warned
They
yet.
can all be put on the same warning, you know.
Right.
I asked Kylie to warn them
Okay.
already. As for the dates, I don't know that they do need to be approved. That
No, we just need
I
to
think
warn
just to
them.
warn the meetings.
yeah, they're just
Yeah.
warned meetings. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've already got them set up right, because Kylie's
Kylie said she'd
Yeah.
take care of that.
Actually,
for
I
us.
don't even know if they have to be warned if you classify it as a work session or whatever, do you?
Well, no, I think we need
still
to warn
do
them
because
because some
we're all
people
together.
have been to the budget meetings before, so
Yeah.
let's be safe and do it. You can do it all on one sheet, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Right.
just do them all at once, yeah.
Put all the dates on the same sheet.
And just as a question to everybody here, 3 o'clock's okay? I know you had
I think
said you'd do what you can.
no, I plan on being here and Shady
Yeah,
plans
I'm
on being there,
taking
Linda
Wednesday
plans on
off,
being there,
so-
Scott.
We can be anytime.
So they're all starting at 3 o'clock, Linda?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
the notice. I'll be
Okay,
there.
I'm just trying to keep you in the loop.
Thank you, I need to be, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now we go to the highway.
Yeah.
Well, we received our new truck, had a few bugs in that, we got them out. Things seem to be working good with the truck now, so we can.
You wouldn't believe it, but I got a
Well,
call
it's
saying we bought a new truck, and I was all confused. I forgot it was from last year. This is the one we bought last year, right?
Bought it this year,
Bought it
in the
this year.
spring.
Oh, I know, but we approved it last year.
No,
Or maybe not a year, but
Yeah, the
not since I've been gone.
no.
Not another
no,
one since I've been
no.
gone.
No,
No.
no.
Oh, no, that, we had already approved it.
It's definitely been approved.
Right. Yeah. ahead.
Also, I got together with Dan Seeley.
Mm-hmm.
We did another grant. I kind of gave him some figures, and he wrote it up and turned it into the Upper Missisquoi Trout River Basin.
Basin,
Yeah. And he's applied for another grant. Hopefully, we get another 5,000 for. It'd be on the Gilmat Road. There's 2 different spots that we agreed on that need work and need stone line ditch. Those grants seem to help, cause the state's mandating that any grade more than 5%, we stone line the ditches, and we seem to be gaining ground with these grants. This is the third year. We've got 2 previously. Actually, we did so good the first year, they gave us 5,000 and then they gave us another 3,000 on top of that for more.
Excellent.
Hopefully we get approved for that.
The, you say Gilmet Road, is that, is one of those repairs adjacent to the Bridge property?
Bridge property.
Bridge.
Oh,
Bridge.
Bridge property.
Leah
No,
Bridge.
it's not in
It's-
that general area.
okay.
No.
Cause I know John
On
was,
hold, that property, everything's been on hold since I've been gone.
well,
It's all fenced
John's
in?
been sending notices to him and,
Yes, and there's a court hearing on next Monday, the 13th, I think.
Here in town or somewhere else? In St. Albans?
St. Albans, it was probably a telephone, that's what they always start with.
Well, I'll call you when I get back, because I'd like to be at that.
What else you got for highway, Scott?
On the Smiths, we've been dealing with FEMA for, 2 years, 2 months, I think? October, the Halloween flood from 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yep.
We were getting mitigation on the culvert on the Smith Road, which is by Joanne and Andre Daniels.
Yeah.
We've had a cost estimate and a plan, not a complete plan, but a cost estimate and just a plan drawn up by a engineer. And we've been waiting for FEMA for 2 years. Supposedly we qualified for mitigation on that culvert. And the engineer is telling me that maybe the only way we'll actually get them to, is they need a push. And he says we probably ought to drop a complete plan, put it out for bids, put a long, I don't know what you do call it, time frame on the bid, like 60 days or something. Send it back to FEMA saying that we're going ahead with it. He says usually FEMA, once they see you're really serious about it and you're going ahead with it, they'll push their paperwork along. We've been hearing for over a year that it's gone through one series and it's going through another, and I don't know, we just keep getting put off. He said the town of Albany put it out for bid, a project they had, and once they put it out for bid and showed FEMA that they were serious about it, then FEMA kind of jumped in and they'll pay 75% of it normally, and then the state kicks in and pays another 17.5%, I think. And then the town has to pick up the rest, but that's like $150,000.
Can you do that in kind service? That last 17, can you help and get paid?
We can work off some of it, but
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
don't think, most of it's gonna be all out for a bid, so we're just, we can't work if the contractor's gonna bid
Right.
on it, he's gonna do the project.
But if there is anything you can do, you can, right?
But I think what we gotta do is go ahead and have the engineer drop a complete plan, put it out for bid, and then, turn it into FEMA and see if we can push them along a little bit.
Right.
Either way, we're gonna have to basically pay for the project and they reimburse us, and then the state reimburses us. I just wanna know if we should go forward with this thing or just let it go or what.
I was gonna ask you, are you looking for a motion for approval to have an engineer draw this up?
He's got a preliminary plan all drawn, he's just gotta do a few final touches and
Okay.
it would be
Well, I
ready
think we
to
should
go,
go
and then he'd
ahead
have
and
to
let,
draw up a
you
bid.
don't have to
He'd have
do
to
it
drop
if
a
it
bid.
turns out we can.
Right.
I
Put it
agree.
out for bids. This is the time of year he says to put it out for bids, because it takes 6-8 months at least for the pipe to even be made, so you wanna get it out for bid and get it in the process.
Okay.
We either gotta push it along or just say we're done with it, we're not gonna deal with it, or,
I go for pushing it along and getting it done.
So,
I'm just looking for approval to,
So
what do we
I
wanna
think-
do
and
here?
then to do it.
It's probably $150,000 project, but it'd be nice to have the feds help us with 75% and have the state help us, rather than 2 years from now, we gotta do it and it's all out of our pocket, is my thought.
So.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to have the engineer
Okay.
do a final plan on it
And
And
put
then
it out
to
and
to
I
bid.
think Linda
and to
seconded
put it out
that,
to bid. And then
All right, I
you
don't care, I'll
it?
second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passed. Alright,
And what else do I have? Oh, the skating rink down here. Levi is asking, or she gave me a message on, she wants to get the pile of dirt moved and move on with a skating rink down by the bridge.
Yeah.
Have we approved that project to go ahead and put a skating rink down at the bridge? I really don't wanna move a pile of dirt and find out, wow, we're not gonna put it there. I still, personally,
Right.
my feelings, I feel that it's unsafe down there.
Well,
Without-
it's not
without a
our
good
property
fence
either.
or
Have we got
something.
any,
That's what I
approval
said.
from the people that own it?
Yes.
We don't own it.
Yes, People's Trust has.
I know who owns it, but
They
They've
approved
approved
it.
us to
Yeah.
flatten it
are
out.
they willing to take responsibility if somebody gets hurt though? Or would it be our responsibility? See, Scott's right in
I
that.
just think back when I was a kid, across the river from there, a kid that
Well,
was
we had
a
it at
year
where
behind me in
Sweat
school
Cummings
went in the
was.
river and they never found him till spring. And I don't want
Right.
that happening on my watch.
Right.
I
What
don't
do you
know,
want
there is
to do?
other places for the skating rink. It's just,
Mhm.
I don't know, she wants a hallmark moment there, but I don't know if that's the way to go.
Would it be cheaper
Well,
to put it other
when is she
places
getting
too?
through?
There is other places, you know,
Yeah, see, I thought
Willow
it was a
Street,
great
a lot of
idea
people
too,
aren't really up
for
on
the
the
look
Willow
of it.
Street, but it's a good spot.
But I didn't realize there was a child that actually drowned in that area sliding down a bank, so.
More than one child drowned in that area over the years, yeah.
I suggested across from your store, there's a flat spot there. We'd have to get permission from Heman, but there's a flat spot, there's a pole with a light on it, there's a hydrant there. For this
And they could
year,
actually warm up at the store, cause there's now a
And they
dining
do
room.
some business there, they buy some cocoa or something.
Yeah, there's a
the
dining room now.
the
Our dining room's
mindset is
back
they
in.
can't walk to it, but there's no sidewalk, but.
Well, but their parents might go over and have
Could they-
cocoa while
could
they're,
they park by you? How would,
They could
How
park
would they-
there, that's all plowable if Heman.
oh,
was
okay,
to
up
give
on
us
the,
an
on
okay.
the side.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
pull in and it's
Yeah.
just
All
got
nice
an
and flat.
overgrown
There's a
field
road
there.
that
Right,
goes
you'd have
from one end
to
to the
get rid
other,
of the
too.
grass.
And
who owns the land?
Heman, Buddy Heman and Gilbert Tremblay.
Are we still gonna be responsible if somebody gets hurt?
Guess the
Who-
question
who
needs
takes-
to be
It would
asked.
be our function, so I'm assuming.
Okay,
it
yeah,
would be-
all right.
We just
I
have to
check.
carry an insurance on it.
But then there's Davis Park too, but I think there's
No.
a flooding issue there, you have no hydrant or anything to flood it with, really, close
No, I
by.
think that's an excellent location across from the store there.
Yeah,
That's my.
we have enough action at Davis Park.
Yeah. Um,
That's our summer park.
Should
We
we,
can think on it, I just don't wanna go move a bunch of dirt down there
I don't-
and then not follow through with it, it's
Right.
just,
well, plus it should be cheaper because we don't need to have stairs built as a fence for along the riverside and we don't have to,
But who's gonna flood it? The firemen can go anywhere with a truck, you think, Andy, or not?
there's
No,
a
there's a
hydrant there.
hydrant right there.
There's a hydrant down there, okay. Whatever, I don't know anything about flooding, but,
you know, maybe eventually we could do something down by the bridge, but with a time crunch for this year, I don't see.
it is dangerous, I think, down
I
there.
think
but-
we need a
Cement
really
pillars
good
aren't
fence
that
if we're gonna
tall.
put
Are
it
we,
there.
For a last minute thing,
Are we putting boards on it or just,
I have no clue,
okay.
Well, are we sure we're gonna have it?
no.
I mean, is
don't know.
everything set up to have it?
She's
Set
bought
up-
the materials, as
Yeah.
the materials
Oh,
came, I've got
okay.
plastic that came and.
Yeah, they've got everything for it.
Okay,
well,
and
not
who's in
everything,
charge
but
of it?
some, for sure.
Levi is.
Well, but I
And
thought.
then we have to vote on it.
Well, I was
Where
gonna
we
say,
want
we
it.
should approve where, I would think, where the spot's gonna be, it's gonna be,
Well, yeah, we
our
have to.
liability.
We're liable for it.
yeah.
I don't care. I think
Wanna
that's
just
safe
give it
place
some
down there.
thought, and then at a budget meeting, give it some more discussion or something, I just
Yeah,
wanted,
why-
I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, we
I don't-
can,
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
we
perfect.
can do regular.
We can think
business,
about it.
So,
it's a warm meeting, so.
yeah, right.
Also, we did hire a new guy to plow with a pickup. The guy we did have, that's been doing it the last couple of years, backed out, didn't wanna do it anymore, so we hired a new guy, John Canterbury. He's an older guy, retired. I think he's done it a couple times now. I think it's gonna work out good.
Good.
What have I got? Oh, getting back to the co-op or the power company. We put the wreaths up. Only the first 3 wreaths seemed to work when we first put them up down by the bridge. Come to find out, there's a meter socket and 2 breakers down in front of the old fire station across the road by the Knox parking lot. And there's a wire that runs from those 2 breakers. One goes down the street, across the bridge, and powers Reese down there, and there's another wire that runs all the way up Main Street, up South Main, and then it Y's at the park and goes down Troy. They didn't work from the breaker all the way up Main Street and down Troy and up South Main, so I got hold of the power company and we spent a couple days. They had to do it in their spare time, which they had to, you know, they couldn't just drop something and come do it. But
Right.
they had to, basically I had to get them to do it, because you can't hire an electrician to go up and work in the power lines and stuff, so it's kind of a gray area. They didn't know if they were gonna have to charge us for doing it, but they worked a couple park days, and we diagnosed it up as far as the park, and they snipped it off at the park, and Troy Street still doesn't seem to work, but everything's working other than Troy Street. But they just gotta spend some more time and figure out where the short is, somewhere down on Troy Street. But
Is there any problem in Davis Park? Not Davis, the other one for the lighting of the Christmas trees.
not at this point, I guess. There was a timer issue. I guess the timer is set manually because the
Yeah.
timer wasn't working. They've had a few issues with
it
it.
now or no?
Seems to be
No.
working now on manual, is what
Okay.
I was told anyway.
Is it D&D or whatever electrician?
Yeah.
Yeah, D&D and
Because I
Newport,
talked
isn't
to
it?
them, they were up
Now,
there
have
pretty
they
much all
decorated the
day.
park yet?
Yes,
Huh?
yes,
So are they all lit?
yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
They did the tree lighting last weekend.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
my understanding, there was issues, and I believe Mike Heeman and Georgie Jacobs looked at it and
Yeah.
got it cured, so.
Oh, good, okay.
Because
I
they
just-
fixed the
I had to call
post
D&D
lights
for, yeah,
up there.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
They did, so those are all fixed now too. Excellent.
I talked to Kylie this afternoon, she mentioned something about a piece of equipment. Do you wanna,
Yeah, it's something I was gonna bring up, a new sidewalk tractor. 2 years ago, we budgeted for a tractor, and I guess it must have been the year of the Halloween flood, or I don't know now, but something else came up and we didn't really have the money to buy it, so we didn't buy it. We used the money on something else. But this year, our budget shows that we've got some money, some remainder still kicking around, and I was wondering, I got prices on a tractor. I called a couple dealerships, and the only one that would really get me a price off quick and had a tractor available was John Deere. I got just a quick price here, I didn't.
So you're gonna put it on this year's budget or next year's?
Well,
This year's?
it would be on this year's.
Well,
not
let's
bad,
get
though.
it then.
That's not,
That's a tractor, a broom for summertime sweeping, and
Yep.
an all-angle plow for plowing.
yeah, you got plenty in the budget from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, we got money enough, it's just.
You've
I'll
got
probably-
money, go
I'll
ahead and
I'll
get it, I
some
would
bids
think.
from a couple more dealers, but
Yeah.
I wanted just the price to see what they were, I didn't know, within, you know.
But you got this money still available, like you said, in the
Yeah,
budget.
yeah.
Perfect.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and purchase, if you wanna
Purchase.
wait till a couple of the other ones, and
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'll get
just,
some, I'll get some more prices.
I would,
I'll
I
second
would,
it.
okay. I just think the
That
board
was-
can approve you moving forward based on the budgeted dollars that you have. If it's
Right.
gonna
It's
exceed
already been
that,
approved
then-
though, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, not the
Not the-
A
actual
couple of years
purchase.
ago it was, but not the actual purchase.
So I got
Oh, yeah.
a motion on the table with a second to go ahead with moving forward with buying
Purchasing
Purchasing
a new
a
sidewalk plow.
sidewalk plow
Within budgeted
within,
amounts.
Within budget
yeah,
amount.
within
Okay.
the budget, yeah.
That's okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passed. Now, I was talking with Kylie about the budget, and she had mentioned that today, Scott. Do you have anything else before I butt in?
Well, I got the display for out here, the LED thing.
And it was
Yes.
about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead with what you got, and then I'll.
Well, I finally talked to the lady. I was confused with the dimensions of the thing. Kylie talked to her earlier, and she was confused with the dimensions, so she kind of passed it off on to me, and I got on the phone. I finally I was able to talk to her, I guess last week,
Mhm.
and I figured out the dimensions, and the one that Kylie did, I don't know if you guys got a copy of this or not. She gave it to me back months ago. We just never followed through with it because we always seemed to be busy, but the dimensions and the size that this one, she quoted us on. Apparently I don't know anything about it, but these pixels or whatever, you can see it up close within like 20 feet. You
Yep.
can still read it, it's legible.
Yep.
And yet you can see it driving up the street. So you want something you can read if you're walking here on the
Mhm.
sidewalk,
Yes.
but yet you can still read it
Yes.
from out on the street.
100,000 pixels?
Yeah, well, this, you can read up on it, but the estimate there was like $20,000
Yeah,
for the
and
sign.
that's-
Oh,
And that's honestly, a few years ago, I looked at it, cause it would be nice to have something like this in town, and that was pretty much, I think the price I got at that time, 2 years ago, was around 18, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a two-sided one.
Yeah.
Both sides.
And how big is it?
4G cellular data plan.
It's like
100
three,
pixels,
it's like
100
three,
pixels.
but it's basically
100,000
like the size
pixels.
of the sign. Originally, I was thinking of tearing the whole thing all out, making it bigger, and then I got to looking at it, and we could probably have that flower basin all repointed up and
We can.
straightened
Okay.
out by a mason, put some new posts in it,
Yep.
and basically use the same size that's there.
I
Yeah,
had
my
a
only
mason look at it, and they said
question-
they'd have to tear it down and then build it back up.
The Verizon part of things, I don't have Verizon here in town.
Right, that stuff's all up in the air with me.
Okay.
Only thing I know
So
is
that would be my question, why
Right,
Verizon,
that stuff we still gonna have to work out, but the lady was telling me
Well,
if,
somebody has to be in charge of the programming. I mean,
no,
somebody has to,
this is to do with the
They get a
connection
signal.
of it. I
The
mean, we'll
Wi-Fi
have to figure
connection.
out who's gonna be in charge of that at,
isn't it like a computer and Verizon has the
there's
server
all
for it?
different, all different sorts of ways.
Isn't that,
to go.
isn't that how it works? And we can access it just like any other server from
right,
Yeah,
whatever
they-
we do, but somebody has to host the board, if you will.
I wanted to talk to an electrician too, to see how we're, the best way to get power out to it, cause presently there isn't any power out there. We'd have to probably cut across the sidewalk and trench through and then concrete it back,
I'm thinking that's
put
probably.
it in conduit. And,
Yep.
you know, that's gonna be expense, but we could probably do most of that in-house too, you know.
So the part that Kylie told me about, I guess there's $1,000 grant that received,
Yep,
Yeah,
and she wants to see if they can prepay to pre-approve, if I remember. Let me go back to my notes with her.
and could that come out of some of that money from, is it ARPA or whatever?
ARPA money.
Yeah.
Kylie seemed to think it would
Well, I
Because
had-
that could be a health
I
thing too.
posed another question to her. So I asked her, you want approval to put the down payment on the sign correct? And she said, yeah, just talk to Scott and see if they wanna still need to figure out the setup cost.
Right.
One thing I posed to her, cause I know there is a surplus in your budget because of employees you never hired.
Right. We put quite a lot of money into contracted services, planning on doing Lucas Street, and the contractor never made it to do it before the deadline,
Yeah.
October 15th, so we couldn't do it.
So we still have grants coming in, but if it was being used as a town, with the town roads, if you have a road that you're gonna shut down or, you know, detour through,
It's an
or
informational,
you're gonna be digging, it's informational.
All departments would be able to use it.
Right, but would you be able to use your funds? I know it's strictly highway,
Mhm.
but seeing as how that has a benefit to do with the highway, would you be able to use
Oh,
funds?
I'm sure we could use a share, why couldn't we share it? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Share
thinking.
funds from different,
Yeah,
I don't know, that's a Kylie question, I guess, but
I posed
don't-
it to her and she wasn't,
Yeah,
you know, I didn't get too much negative from it.
well, I think it would be a good thing for the town.
I think she
Whether
was,
it's all highway money, or I don't think it should
Well-
be all highway money.
no,
I
No,
believe she thought we could do something like that, I mean, if it was used correctly.
Are
Right.
you talking about allocating the expense on an ongoing basis or the expense to construct it?
To construct it, basically.
And then just every year we'll budget in the admin budget for cost of the sign or whatever we're
The
gonna
the
call it.
service for
It's
it,
basically gonna be upkeep and power at that
Yeah.
point,
Yeah,
yeah.
which would go underneath the town building,
Yeah.
cause the
One
power
thing,
and the server all
one thing the
runs
lady
here, so.
did tell me is if we wanted this sign,
Mm-hmm.
that it should be ordered probably now, and it would be June before we could even get it, cause it's behind just like everything
Yeah.
else is. But
Okay,
I said we wouldn't want it until June anyway, cause that's when we'd wanna do it, but she just said, I wanna give you a heads up that it's a few
Mhm.
months out if you were to order it now.
okay,
I personally
But
think
we
should get
really
it.
don't have to make a decision on all the bells and whistles, just put an order in so they know they gotta make the sign,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
And we could work with her after that, you know.
I think it's gonna be a great benefit for the community, I remember
Oh,
the
I
Oh,
sign
without a doubt,
that was down on the bridge that the Lions
Yeah.
Club had years ago, and that was a challenge to keep that one going.
Mhm.
These are much more advanced than that
Yep.
one
I
was.
think
so.
we've talked about it before and everybody was in agreement to have it here,
Okay,
at this location.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes more sense, I would say.
Yeah.
And I can, put it in the budget to have that flower bed all rebuilt, 'cause he said he'd have to tear it down and
Who's
stuff.
gonna do that?
Well, Richie I had talked to at one point about it, and then I had talked to Joe Bro about it
Okay.
and stuff. What it is the water soaking through the dirt, and then the dirt, and then it freezes, and that's what's cracking the block. So they'd have to come up with a different design, maybe some type of plastic pan, and then have the dirt and the flowers, so it doesn't
Well, if you
go down
gotta take
through.
it out, why don't you just put it on
Yeah, we
posts?
could do something different
You
there
know.
too.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's really
There's all
cute though, I
different
mean,
things
it's,
you can do, is,
yeah.
So if
sky's
we,
the limit.
so if we want it by June, we basically need to put an order in.
I would make a
And
motion
we
myself.
kinda gotta determine the size we want, if we're gonna go with something this size, or, I don't know how the costs start multiplying once you go. I'm
Bigger
sure
or
it's bigger,
smaller,
it's
yeah.
more money, of course,
Yeah,
you know.
of course.
Yeah.
I personally would make a motion to go ahead and let them know that we wanna purchase one, and then we'll work out the details later,
Okay.
like you had said.
I'm good with that. I'll second it.
You're seconding?
Mhm.
Okay. All those in favor for going ahead with the purchase of a sign, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Did we lose Linda?
Linda, you still there?
Yep, I said
Okay.
aye.
Okay.
Did you hear the motion?
Yep, I said aye.
She said
Oh,
aye.
okay, I didn't hear you, so.
Aye, 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 aye.
Aye.
I think if we're speaking and she speaks at the same time, it
It
mutes
must
her.
do. Yeah,
Mhm.
Try
probably.
not to speak when you're speaking because I can't see you, so.
Okay. All right, anything more on highways?
I'm checking my list.
Check it twice.
Oh, you want me to mention generators now? You wanna mention generators?
Either or, it doesn't matter.
I
He
talked to
said-
the guy, I went down and I heard he was down working on the one at the elementary school.
Yeah.
The injector pump is bad, you don't notice the leak until it's running, but he started it up and showed us today, and it is leaking. So, that was the issue back, what, 2-3 years ago?
Back in 2017.
Nobody could see a leak on it, but of course, we never had access to start it and try it,
Yep.
because there's a disconnect between these generators and who should be maintaining them. I think the school ones, the janitor, or some maintenance guy at the school ought to be in charge of those generators.
Yep.
We can foot the bill if it was bought on a grant or whatever, we can foot the bill, but somebody that's around them and near them ought to be in charge of them.
Making sure
Not
they're
me.
full
In
of
charge
full.
of-
They're not there older. We don't know what's going on at those schools.
When you say in charge of them, you mean just to test them,
Test
like
them,
quarterly
turn
or
'em on.
whatever?
Schedule a service or whatever,
Okay.
and get them fueled up. The other day,
I
the
agree with
janitor
you.
comes over to the town garage and says, the alarm's going off on the generator up the school, it needs fuel. I said, okay, I'll go find Robert and get fuel in it. I go find
Right.
Robert, Robert says, I gotta have a key. I said, I don't have a key, the janitor's got the key.
Yeah.
Why don't the janitor
I don't
deal
have
with
a
the
key.
fuel?
No, it makes sense in my opinion.
There's just a disconnect here
Yeah.
between who's responsible. Everybody says, well, it was bought from a grant with the town, so the town's responsible. Well, yeah, we'll foot the bill, but whoever's there near them and knows what's going on with them,
Right.
somebody ought to be in charge.
I
There.
will try to contact Beth O'Brien. She's probably not the proper, but she can get it to the right people.
Lead you in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Because the last time the one at the high school had service, not today, but the last time I had to leave work, go up, go inside, get the janitor, get the key, go
Yeah,
back
it's
out,
just
and let
crazy
the
the
guy
way
in,
it's-
and then the
I mean,
janitor
if we're
stayed
gonna
out
be
there with him.
responsible for it, we
I'm
should
like-
have the key to the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or have
And,
them do it, like it, you
I
know.
got enough stuff to do without
Yeah.
running up to school and checking their generator. They're up there. They know what goes. They know
Yeah.
if it starts on
I
Thursday. I
really
don't know if
think-
it starts
Yeah, I
on
know.
Thursday.
Right.
I know. No, it makes total sense to have them, the people.
I'm
We
almost,
start it down at the station once a month.
yeah,
Mhm.
We watch for it.
These are set up on timers, so they start
Mhm.
all themselves.
Really?
If things are set up and they're working right, the way they're supposed to be.
Right.
so if we actually got hold of the principal at both schools and had him come in for a short meeting with us,
Well, I think it's a matter of just getting hold of the maintenance guy. He's in charge of both schools,
But
and
it
that's
should be
another
put on
job.
their job description, so if somebody leaves, then somebody new
Yeah.
comes in, that's
Yeah.
part of their
But
job
that's-
description.
I don't think
That's
it's a,
why Beth, if I talk to Beth
Right.
could head that. for
Head us in the right
Yeah.
direction, at
Okay.
least.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll do that. I'll get in touch with Beth about the generator
I did talk to the guy down here and I said, well, if it needs an injector pump, as far as I'm concerned, go ahead and put it on. We gotta have it running. It's there, it's paid for, we use
Yeah,
it.
he
Get
called
it
me right
fixed.
after he talked to you.
Yeah, I said
And I
fix
said the
it,
same
you know,
thing.
it
I said
doesn't-
it needs to be fixed as an emergency generator. We need to have it working for emergencies.
Right.
Point
Like,
blank.
it's like 80 hours on the machine, and you know when they have to put $3,000 in an injector pump, it amazes
Blows
me.
your mind.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering if it's because it's, how old is it?
Well, that's
It's
it.
11?
It's it's fairly old.
So I'm
No.
wondering if just, could it be dry rot for
Dry rotted
O-rings
or
and
what, yeah.
rings and stuff and gaskets?
But I think Brookfield Services probably is doing the maintenance thing. You found out that we have a credit from them because
We have a
they
credit
wanted,
for $2,300 and something dollars.
there's just miscommunication with us here
Yeah,
on that too.
they were sending their quotes and their information to the water company.
We
water
never
and
realized
sewer.
we had a
That's,
credit
that's
with them.
because Tilly used to do it.
Yeah, is that why? I couldn't figure out why they would be
That's
sending
not
it to
because Tilly
Daryl.
used to always do the generator,
Okay,
and he did the water, so probably that's why.
okay, that
There's
makes
two
sense.
sewer pump generators, one in each school and two at the fire department,
Two at the
according
fire
to what their
department, yeah.
maintenance thing said.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I don't know that they've ever
So this
serviced
year-
one inside.
Yeah,
I think we're getting billed for it, but
Yeah.
Well, I-
unless that's part of our credit.
I
didn't
can
realize
find
we
out.
had a credit.
Yeah, $2,300 and
I know the one
something.
inside works, but I don't know that they've ever serviced it, so.
I can
Okay.
pay for
Again,
most
I
of
think
your
it's just
pump.
lack of
I can
communication
call them
between
and let them know
us,
that,
you know.
because
That kind of
we're
credit
not
would pay
getting
for your
charged
pump.
this year for our new contract.
Or most of it.
Yeah,
But we have a credit, so it's paying for the
I
contract.
think
for
that's
the
all I
generators.
got for highways. I got one other thing, it's not really highway, you want me to bring it up now?
Sure.
Randy Fire was over getting sand at the garage the other day,
Yeah.
and he was just asking me if I'd heard anything about the easement thing that he came in and approached us about, getting the easement taken out of his property down on,
Oh,
next
yes.
to Maple Street.
I do remember talking
And I
about
said,
that.
as far as I know, it's in the lawyer's hands, but I don't know that.
No,
Oh,
it's not in
we
our
don't-
lawyer's hands.
No.
I talked to him about it Friday.
You
And,
talked to Randy?
yeah.
Okay.
And I told him, the town's approved it.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to have you draft the document at your expense from your attorney
Okay.
to bring it to the town, and we'll sign off on it. There's
Okay.
no opposition, but he has to
Mm-hmm. Right.
write it out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, at his
He has to
cost.
go to the expense to
Up to
write it
him
out.
to get it to us.
Right,
That
yeah,
was how we left it.
Generator.
that's what I told him on Friday.
Yeah, at the meeting, we basically
In his
told him
hands,
at
yeah.
his expense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got now.
All right, Sherry?
Been doing anything?
As far as
You need a
buildings.
minute?
I was just writing a note about the
Yeah.
inside generator.
Yeah.
Linda, the gazebo.
Yeah.
I actually got hold of Bobby Peters, and his son works with him. They started today down there. Because they're the only ones that really had the time right now. His
They
son
were
went
over there.
down, took off the railing. They took some of the side rails, so that way they can actually duplicate them to
Right.
match it to what has
He was
there.
counting panels and they
Yes, there's
pulled the bottom
Thank you.
bottom
yeah, he
piece
said there's
off.
about 20 pieces between missing and rotted. So I
Yep.
said, fix whatever's rotted, replace anything that's missing, make it so it's safe, and they're gonna prime it. Once they get it all put back together, they're gonna prime it, and then in the spring we'll paint it.
Sure,
They
thank
ca-
you.
Sounds
Because we
good.
did paint that gazebo just two summers ago, you know, the whole
can't-
thing. But
they
I know
can't-
the new stuff has
Yeah,
to be painted.
yeah, the new stuff will have to be
They
painted.
can't paint it
Oh, thank
before they
you
put it
very,
up.
very much.
Good, I guess.
Yeah, it's cold out.
No,
It's-
inside.
They're
You
gonna do it
painted it,
inside,
you
don't they?
you painted
I could
inside
have
and
them
put it
paint
up. Yeah, I would.
We
You just have to go
paid,
back and
paid,
touch it up
what's his
afterwards
face,
with nail
painted
holes and
two
stuff.
summers ago. I think it was 2 summers ago. She painted the entire thing, but I know
Yeah.
that with new wood on it, it needs to be painted again.
Yeah.
So, good,
No,
good,
I
good,
can-
good, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I can add painting to it if you want, so.
They can't paint it till spring, right?
No,
Well,
if
he
they
was just
paint the
mentioning they're gonna
parts
prime it
inside
inside.
before they install
No,
them.
one of you at a time. What? He said what?
He said they could paint them inside before they install them.
Oh, that's true, yeah, good, yeah. Good. I tell him to go ahead because it has to be done.
Okay,
When we do the budget, I'll just, make sure we have enough money and stuff.
okay.
And the school still is putting the railings on the backside.
Are
next
they?
to the steps, yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
they've been informed that they can use metal railings for that.
Okay, so
Who told them that?
You did the last time I asked you?
I would never go for metal on that wooden. What do you think, John? Is John still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
Isn't it metal on the street side?
No, there is no railing on the street
I was
side.
thinking
There's
it
only
was
one
metal
step.
wire.
No.
yeah, cause I had told Bobby, I need to know because I had told Bobby to match all the railings to the
Well,
railings going down the
I mean,
stairs.
all it was just like a 2x6 something with
Yeah.
nothing fancy.
Well, no, there was two
Listen to
posts at the
John.
bottom.
It was
and they
fairly
don't-
fancy. They had the corners all mitered and everything.
Yeah.
The post that was there with a fancy top.
Yeah.
If it was steel, it'd be a lot more rugged.
But it
I don't
was
know,
look
I
as
mean,
appropriate.
We,
I don't
you and
care
I,
about rugged as much as the look of it. I
Yeah.
mean, when they built it, wasn't it, John? Wasn't it built by somebody?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Brad Hardy and me.
I mean, but for somebody, or was it for the town? I wasn't here when they built it, but, well,
either way, I can turn Tom
wait,
off to
continue
it.
with what you're doing. I'm coming home tomorrow too, so.
Okay. No, you and I had email conversations about this.
But
in
yeah, but
November.
you know, I
That's
also.
okay. I
How long
understand.
ago was it?
It was back in November.
Yeah, I know, back when I was sick, so I probably.
I know,
just
it's okay. It's all good.
freaked everything, yeah. Well,
think-
we'll
I think
talk
wood
when
would
I,
look
I'm
better
coming home
anyway.
tomorrow, so.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm in my right mind now, so, I guess.
Who's in their right mind? I'm not.
In their right mind anyway.
Alright,
What's his
Okay, well,
name?
just
Herb?
have
No.
Bobby do what he's doing,
What's
because
his son's
he'll do a
name?
good job.
Herb? No.
Bobby's?
Yeah.
I don't
Bobby,
know.
Bobby.
No. This is Bobby Peters' son.
Okay,
You
yeah,
might
I'll
know what
Bobby
it
Give me a
Peter's
minute,
son,
I'll come
okay.
up with it.
I'm not asking you to violate
My
it, but
recall's slow.
you might know what his name is.
No, I don't,
Oh,
seriously.
okay.
I know more people by sight.
just
than
know
I do
Bobby.
names.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what
it's
that
Bobby's
says.
son. It's
Okay.
he's been doing it for a long time. Hugh, maybe? I don't
Nate.
know. What's that?
Anyway, I'm coming home
Nate.
tomorrow, so.
Nate.
Nate. That's
Nate.
it. Yep.
Told you I'd get it, but let me get it a second.
There you go.
Okay, so he's on it. So if you want him to do the railings, I've got to know sooner than later because I had already told him to do the railings to make it look like it was made, what
That's
it looked
okay.
like originally.
You know what?
That's what I would
Uh,
like, yeah.
Levi took
Weren't
the
you calling
posts and
Beth
railings.
O'Brien about something? No, you
He
were.
was, but I can. I don't matter.
Just get a message to Tom Varnum
He's got the old
not to
posts
do the
and
rails.
railings.
Yeah, he does.
He's got. I
But
I kept it for a pattern.
Right.
Tom
He's got
does?
the old one.
Just because the new stairs has different geometry to them, and so he had asked me a month ago, 6 weeks, whatever, could he put railings, metal railings on there, because he has the brackets for top and bottom and so forth. And I said, I'll check it. And
I said yes. Well, I
It's
didn't know
it's
what I'm
okay.
talking about. What do you
It-
think, John?
No, it's okay. I don't think he's done it yet. I mean,
I think the wood
No,
would look
like that, I'll be home
appropriate.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
so
the
we
wood,
can talk
wood's
about
more
it.
Yeah.
appropriate to the look
Yeah,
of it, I think.
I mean, I don't
Just-
wanna make it look different than it was originally.
yeah, just don't, if you call
You know,
it.
they can tear metal railings off too.
Right.
They'll
And
allow
hit
it.
each other with them.
That
No,
might
I
be a
mean,
problem. No, I won't say it.
Have you had anything going on down there? Have you seen anything going on down there? Just curious. And since I went down and yelled at those people,
Who'd you yell at?
a kid tearing railings off the gazebo.
Yeah,
Somebody came in the town hall and I left, went down. I stopped him. I yelled at him, and
We know a
then I
name.
yelled at the
know-
Yeah,
people
you don't have
sitting
to
in
say
the
it, but I'll
gazebo
turn it
that
over
if
to
anything
Tom.
else
There's-
happens down there, they're to come see me.
There's
Yes.
still a lot of stuff that's going on.
need
There's
some-
pieces,
We need to have the cops sitting down there.
yeah, there's some
Yeah.
pieces broken off of the, playground equipment.
Yeah.
One of those little wheels on the side and that
You mean
shovel
in the
thing.
Davis Park?
Yeah,
I say I haven't been home for 2 months, so.
and, now that the portable toilets are gone, apparently people don't realize that the portable toilets are gone.
Oh, so they're just going where they were, huh?
Yeah, and
Oh.
recently, I mean, it was a nice ice skating rink down there, so it
Yeah.
was a lot of fun donuts the last couple of days,
Oh,
and there was like, mud splashed up onto the ATV signage and things like that. But
well, we need some coverage down there.
I still think we gotta figure out how to get a camera down there so we can identify everybody as doing it.
Oh, but we haven't been able to
Use his
get
Wi-Fi.
focused
You'll be able
up
to do
to
you can use my
go back to
Wi-Fi.
the,
That's what I said,
Yeah.
use your
Bill?
Wi-Fi, you can transmit over there.
It's
and
pretty
shoot on
strong
this
because it has to go all through the whole house and everything.
well, it has to go through the buildings, that's the problem. If it was free and clear, but there's trees
could be free and clear from my house, and I would be more than happy to provide that service for
Oh,
the
and the
town.
reason we didn't have personal people do it was because we thought it would be a liability. Well, let's talk about
Yeah,
it,
okay, that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that, but we'll see.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good at this point, I believe. I don't think I'm.
All right, water and sewer. We've had people up at the water plant to look at putting cameras or even a security system in.
Yep.
So if the building was to be broke into, it'd set alarm off and
Perfect.
authorities and whatnot. I don't have the quotes on that yet, but they're supposed to be in the works.
Mm-hmm.
The truck has had the catalytic converter taken from it. It's been replaced, and
$2,500.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the cost of it. Is it what it was?
Yeah, it was mid-2000s.
Yeah.
The
They're not
bill got
cheap.
paid last week.
And there's also a 4-wheeler up there that the keys were missing out of the ignition. So at some point we're gonna have to have that rekeyed or the ignition changed on it.
Why are they leaving the keys in the ignition?
It was locked up in the garage.
Oh.
So that I think is all I have for water and sewer that I'm recalling right now. Am I missing something, Sherry?
No, I forgot something about furnaces. I have those 2 quotes for the furnaces for the town garage and the highway garage or whatever, village garage. I tried to get the 3rd one from Blue Ones, but because they don't service our furnaces, they don't supply our fuel, they won't do a quote.
I'm sure they won't.
That was a man.
And I also
Great
have,
way to run a railroad.
Fred's, and I did ask John, to do the quotes for the
Yeah.
water department. for
John
their
does do the
furnaces.
furnaces in all the buildings. He cleans them and stuff, so.
Yeah.
John Murphy.
Right.
So him and Fred's, they're gonna do quotes for the water department, so I'll have both of them.
Can't get 3, we can't get 3. I mean, you know.
Yeah, they turned down all 4 of them, because I told them I had 4 furnaces that needed to be replaced.
They don't want the business.
I know.
Alright, so parks, playgrounds, cemeteries report.
Yeah, I want to know, since they won't fix that building, they backed out. I'm going around begging this week for money from different places. What should I ask for, Scott? Was it about 5,000? Fix that?
Well, you're gonna have to lift the wall somehow and probably pour a micro top in or something on the floor to level it back up would be my
We
guess.
decide that the town could do it?
Well,
I mean-
the masonry part of it, the wall in the middle, I'm not so sure we can do. I could pour a floor in it.
Yeah.
Once somebody lifts the wall and stabilizes it and, you know,
Well, would
points
you
it
say
up
it's
or
going to cost us
whatever.
5,000 to 10,000?
I would think 5,000 out of,
Well, I'm going to go around begging this week when I get home. So, and plus we're doing budget, but I just wanted to know what to ask for if I can get some money from places.
they wanted 5,000 something to try to jack it with foam, but
That's what I thought, but maybe if I ask for that, I mean, we're responsible for it anyway, but if I can get some people to help pay for it, I think that would be
maybe we
better.
can find somebody
I
else
just
that
wondered
jacks with
approximately, so
foam.
that's
I
all
don't
I've
know.
got, obviously, but, for now anyway.
Won't be able to do anything till spring anyway, but you can
I
start.
know, but I want
start
to get some
searching
money
for money.
lined up, and so I'm gonna go around asking people this week. But I obviously have nothing else right now.
Okay. Alright, police report, I don't have anything. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, did you see November results? No.
I'm not.
I'll call on them tomorrow.
Okay.
They came quite fast, for the tree lighting. The sheriff did. They did a really good job handling.
The crowds? Or it was just, there was
No, it was a
issues?
disorderly, yeah, there was definitely an issue. It was
Oh, there
disorderly
was, it's a tree
conduct.
lighting.
A person who lived in the apartment building was out there pounding on a car because it parked in her parking space on the main street.
Oh.
That's why I talked to John, have him send out letters saying those are not tenant parking, that is public
Right.
parking. She was calling them every name in the book to the point that she threatened that she was going to go inside and get her 9mm and come out and shoot people in the face.
Really? Well, and the cops came right off?
They came right off. Jeremy went to talk to her. She was even worse. She was screaming, swearing, calling names, people in all the vehicles. It was awful. Right next to the park where everybody was.
Oh, it's that, own that building.
Yep,
I was
so-
I'm gonna contact the owner then.
Jeremy called 911. The sheriff came, went over, talked to her, got some reports from everybody around, went talked to her, brought her downstairs, cited her, and then told her that if she didn't have her children there with her by herself, he would have been taking her to jail. But if she comes back out of her apartment at all that night, he was taking her to jail. So and they did very well. The only thing I didn't like was that when he came back over to get Jeremy's report and stuff, he was talking to us, and he said this is why he doesn't like to work in Richford.
Oh yeah, well, it was that
Because
sheriff.
this is the type of issues they deal with all the time, and it's
Well, that's what we
always,
hire him for, so I'll be talking
and
to
it's
Roger.
always here at
When
that park.
did you get
he
the nice
says.
guy's name? You don't have to say it
Who's
now,
the
but,
deputy?
I don't have his name. Jeremy would.
well, what night was it?
It was
Street lighting.
last Saturday night, yeah.
Saturday, okay, well, we'll have a
But
conversation.
he was very nice. He wasn't saying it as being a public thing to people.
I know, but
he
you know,
said-
that's the attitude we don't need.
He's like, he didn't like, because everything that happens always happens at that part, dealing with those same people.
Well, I know, and
I
it's a
said, well,
landlord
that's the state
situation
fault. I
as
said,
well, you know.
I told him, I said, look around, all these other people are here, they're family people, and they're here to enjoy it and support our
Yep.
community, and there's more of those than the others. It's just the others are what's always in the problems.
It takes one to spoil it, you know.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. And I mean, he was fine. I mean, he wasn't being a jerk or anything
I will
like that.
send him a message that that's not the kind of talk we need to hear. You know, it isn't really.
No, he just said that's why he doesn't like to, because it's always those issues. It's always that same spot, that same
that's
area.
what we have in town. We
Yeah.
don't have murders, thank God, and robberies and things like that, so, well, we
Right.
have robberies probably.
Well,
but-
and it wasn't
No.
really publicly broadcast either.
No,
It was
No,
just,
no,
I know.
he said it
That's what I
too.
mean.
He said it.
Yes,
That's what I mean.
He said it.
So,
No names were mentioned.
we'll talk again about it.
Alright, so, do you have anything for ambulance? The only thing I have is, I wanna go in executive with a potential couple new members that wanna come on, or potential people that wanna come on and join as members.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't have anything. The ambulance is operating good, it's in service, and
Yeah, our schedule's
we're
full.
doing a bunch of calls, so.
Yeah.
Trash.
I'll be back soon, so you'll have a bunch more. I'm kidding,
I have my IV
We-
needle already.
We have the subscription form waiting for you.
Okay, I'll sign up for it, I'll tell you.
Trash, I know we talked about going through the extension, is
Yeah.
there something we need to sign? And-
No, what'll happen if the board wants to authorize me to sign it, I'm just waiting for John to come back with what he considers the new rate,
Okay,
because he's experienced 3 increases
Oh,
in
yeah,
surcharges and stuff like that.
Is this a 6-month extension, you said?
6-month extension, and then we'll, the potential solution would be, it'll be a ballot issue, we'll go out of the trash business if it's approved on town meeting day. If not, we can create a special part of the billing for the special district that will be included with the water bill. You'll get
Okay.
we'll put it out to bid and say, how much do you need to collect the trash in the village? And they'll say $100,000, and we'll break
No,
that.
I'm
No.
laughing, but that's what it costs. Yeah.
No, it'll be more than that. Probably be 150, but
That's
Oh,
what
yeah, I was gonna say that's cheap, yeah.
we'll just divide that amongst the members of the district, and that'll go on their water bill, 6-month rate.
That's what we have to do, is something that makes people either pay or, you
Right.
know.
And then we have teeth. We can collect it just like an unpaid water bill if it
Yep,
gets out of
exactly.
hand. So,
Exactly, so.
so that's what our plan is
Oh.
right now, and I should have a document, and then I can have it by the next meeting.
okay,
John's just kicking around what
Right.
he needs to make himself whole.
okay.
Which isn't that much anymore since he drives the truck himself.
I know it. The guy works all the time.
He doesn't want them, does he?
No, I'm sure he doesn't, but
Find anybody, yeah, I know.
He can't
What do
trust
you want?
nobody else with his new truck.
You can't use the new truck.
Linda, just so you know, Rick Mason walked into the meeting, so,
Oh, Mason walked in, hello, Mason.
How's it going, beautiful?
What'd you say?
I said, how's it going, beautiful?
Oh,
There
I
you
really
go.
know it's you.
Now you
That's
know.
fine,
Now
now
you know it's me.
so, you know.
so next, discussion of sinkholes. It's up off from.
Yes, I talked to Scott. He went and looked at one of them. He said it wasn't that big. It's one of the apartment building.
That's been filled, just
You did fill it? Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
temporary to keep somebody from stepping in it and falling in it or whatever, yeah.
Okay.
And then the one behind Ricky's?
Ricky's, that's still the way it was, we didn't do anything there.
Okay.
what's the one that you repaired?
Oh, it's off in South and Union Street, I don't know who owns the apartment building.
Okay.
That's an ongoing issue, there's a culvert that runs from the village parking lot, dumps in the river, and it runs all the way up through, goes up all the way by Ricky Hoy's and goes in front of the railroad station and through under the tracks. It's a stone, up on that end it's all built out of stone, I don't know where it changes, but part way down through it changes into concrete culvert, you know, they're like a 6 or 8 foot culverts with the valves. Those move over time with frost and everything, come apart, and you know, they end up creating sinkholes where the joints have come apart.
And now,
It's gonna be something the town's gonna have to put some money, we replaced probably 80 feet of it, I would say, 4 or 5 years ago, up in
Right.
front of Mrs. Jewett's house, the house that, where Pete Dussault's shop is kinda out there, down and through in front of that, we replaced, I don't know, 4 or 5 different sections, 20-foot sections, so
no,
80 to 100 feet we fixed.
we were just, I'm just curious, because we had this discussion in the office the other day. And I know it's a storm drain.
Well,
Basically.
yeah, originally it was an open brook all the way down through there.
Right.
Over time, people kept putting pipes in, I would say, and filled it, and now
Mhm.
it's an underground brook, basically.
Okay.
It starts from the runoff from the reservoir and that field of Dunleavy's all the way down through, and if, just above the railroad station, if you go across the tracks is a stone culvert that goes under there, and the outlet isn't till you get to the river.
Okay. Now, but we don't have a town easement to service.
I don't know, that's up in the
And-
air, I've
and-
never researched it, or, we did go in front of Mrs. Jewett's and repaired it, but it was at her request, there was sinkholes there and she was complaining about them, so she wanted them fixed, but.
No, I understand.
Really,
I
we
just-
weren't on just her land, I don't think, most of the land, or part of the
You
land.
talking about
was
Mrs.
a
Jewett on
railroad.
Mullen Avenue? At Farrell?
No,
Oh,
Up by the
another.
railroad station.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I-
I was wondering, that's
most of
kind of
it's
far.
railroad land, I believe, but the houses on Province Street, I think their property lines go out about to that.
yeah, we
line.
were just, when we were discussing it in the office, I was just curious why it's different than a sewer pipe at a residence. And so the town takes it back to the curb, correct? But if a sewer line fails in their front yard going into their house, it's that homeowner's responsibility, correct?
But the homeowner is responsible from their house to the main.
Right. This
Okay.
is dumping into the river, it's a drainage.
No, I understand this is a storm
Basically
drain,
a
though.
storm drain or a, it's,
Yeah.
But my question was, if it's on private property, who should carry the expense for it?
well, I don't know if we have an easement for it or how it was,
That
it's
was
gonna
my
take some
question.
research
That
for
was all,
somebody.
that's
to-
all I was asking.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't know if there's an easement there or not.
But you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, I mean, if we can do it, great.
There you go.
I mean, but if it's a bunch of,
I would say a lot of
failed
it is
pipes in
railroad, the whole upper part would be all railroad responsibility, it's on their land.
and then, good luck finding them,
I was gonna say, good luck with that.
yeah.
But if
Well,
it fails,
if we can fix them, I guess,
If we can, I would
you know,
think
I
we
think,
should.
I think that'd be great.
I had
Is it-
the engineering from TCI. They were in town doing a study on Maple Street and down to the elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me if there was any other issues with storm drains and stuff in town, and I took them up and they walked the upper end and looked at it, and I brought them down to where it spills into the river, and they looked at it, and they just took note of it.
Yeah, okay.
I
Well,
said it's
great.
gonna be
No, it's-
something we're gonna have to deal with in the future, cause I know it's gonna be an expense, so they asked me if there was anything else in town, so
In the
I-
past, the town has picked up the tab for it.
Yeah.
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 So we need to
Yeah,
continue
we
that.
should.
If we did
I
it
mean,
once, we have to
it's
do
a,
it
it's
again for other
definitely
people.
a safety issue. You don't want somebody falling in a sinkhole.
Yep.
Well, sometime here, they're gonna have you start putting in retention ponds with cattails and
Yeah.
everything else to slow it down before it dumps into the river.
Right.
It's an up and coming thing. It's trying to clean up the lake.
Yeah.
They're dumping,
They gotta-
they're
they gotta-
dumping millions into.
They put a few of those in. There's one in Enosburg now, and there's one in Swanton, I think.
Anything new that goes in. has it.
Yeah.
Would there be any grant money out there for that?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Cool.
For studies, to get engineering studies and the actual projects.
Very cool. Okay.
We got the grant for Maple Street in the elementary school. We just had to pay $2,500 for a wetlands permit to go along with the one at the elementary school. The permit's good for 5 years, so
Okay.
that's just to change the culvert at the mouth of the elementary school. You have to get a wetlands permit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing simple anymore.
Nope. Okay.
All right, so Rick moved in and is there any other business before we,
I just wanna ask you one question.
sure?
Is somebody doing the email? Because I estimate that there should be 1,000 by now, and I'm not exaggerating.
I've looked through them, Linda, and there's been a few invoices.
Well, I don't understand why they couldn't be forwarded to me, or why nobody could tell me how to access them. Because I can still function. I mean, I was getting 30 emails a day. I know a lot of them were junk.
I can bring them up and show the board right now. That's not a problem, but from what I'm seeing,
Well,
a
no,
lot
I'm
of
coming tomorrow, and I'll try to. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't have been forwarded to my computer. I asked and asked and asked, but I was told Laura was doing them.
well, Laura
What?
didn't follow through, and so
Yeah, I found that out today. It's been 2 months. I would have been more active about trying to help.
I've been monitoring the emails, and
Okay.
from what I've seen, I passed on to Kylie a few of them that needed to be. And
Okay.
as far as I can see, there's nothing else. I'll bring them right up. If people
Well, I
want to
can't.
see
I'm
'em.
not on computer right now. I'm coming home tomorrow. I just
Yeah.
wondered what was going on.
No, the rest of the board can see them though too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just estimate for the time I'm gone,
Yeah.
there's got to be quite a few, and because I was getting 25, 30 a day, and some pertain to me, and COVID and health and stuff, and I just kind of concerned. But when I get back tomorrow, I will find them.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else with other business? Okay, Rick, your visitors have already been heard, but we'll listen to you.
I'm sorry, I was in bed with a stomachache again.
Okay.
I just wonder if I can get some help with my street, with the way it's being plowed. I'd like to talk to the right people. I'd like to not call people and threaten them anymore. I'd like to change my whole, let me tell you what's happening. Every morning, whoever's plowing, I made an agreement with the town a couple years ago not have Slim on my street, that he could have his job back with the Indy Derby. And you guys all went through it all, everything was great. I'm even getting along good with Slim, but he's doing the same thing again, so I called him 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, Slim, I'm not health-wise, I'm not very well. I don't wanna leave this with my wife waking up to, I realize everybody's got a snowbank, but you'll back up the street, you'll come next to Porky Tetro's house, this close to his side, and then instead of turning around giving everybody a snowbank, he just backs up the street. Guess where all that snow ends up? I just want the man to plow the driveway like a normal human being. Come up the road and go down the road. Give everybody their fair share of snow. Because this ain't just snow that I'm getting delivered into my driveway. We don't smoke. I'm getting millions of cigarette butts, and I ain't exaggerating. I get hypothermic needles where they shoot up across the road and shit. I don't need this in my driveway. So I'm begging you, just have the man go up the road and down the road, and I would be one happy camper. You won't hear another bitching thing out of me. But,
Do
town
they
officials
plow?
have seen it.
What's that?
When they plow down there, do they go straight down and push down towards the end of the road, all the way to the back?
After the pickup plows it.
Well, the pickup hasn't been plowing it, not this year yet, anyway.
And then do
Well-
they go the corner and go over behind the apartment
What he
buildings?
should do is plow down through, turn around, he may have to make 2 or 3 passes at the end to get room enough for a turnaround.
No.
Plow down through, turn around, plow back out.
Yeah, Scott, that's all I want. And I asked him nicely. I called him, he says, well, I'm sick of people bitching. I said, Slim, I'm not bitching at
Well, you
you.
can't win on that,
No.
see, it's a no-win situation. I've
No.
been here, I think 11 years this time, and it's been a no-win situation in the last 11 years.
How
But
many
isn't
people
there,
back
like-
up the street?
Isn't it open all the way down to the back?
Let me
Down
ask you a
toward the river?
question, Rick, why come your truck's parked in the street?
No worries, Scott, it's gonna be moved.
Okay, I
It's
just
parked,
wanna
you
know
wanna
why
know why
it's
it's
parked
parked
in the
there?
street.
Because I'm waking up with a snowbank in my yard, right in my driveway, every morning. That's why my truck's parked there. And it'd be moved
We've
tomorrow
only
morning.
had, what,
Dude,
3-4 inches of snow this year, a couple
Yeah.
times?
Okay, so
Andy, did you see a snowbank in my driveway? Just tell the truth.
we're just gonna calm down and we're gonna agree to what's gonna take place. We're gonna move forward instead of thinking what has taken place, alright? So the agreement is
Goes back to me.
the
I
truck,
think the snow goes both ways myself. You plow
Well-
down, turn around, plow back out.
I agree. So,
That's what I want.
alright, so
Perfect.
Rick,
Mhm.
with that understanding, your truck is gonna be off the road?
Yep, it'd be in my driveway.
Okay, so moving forward, that's what we're gonna do. The truck will be off the road and whoever plows the street is gonna be one pass down and one pass back. Is that agreed upon?
That would be so awesome.
Does that work for
When you
everybody?
pass back, where do you put it?
Same side of, like, Parky would get a snowbank, I would get a snowbank.
Oh, I see.
Instead, hon, I get all their snow in my driveway.
Is there any opposition, any discussion on that? I'm just seeing as a solution, if there's an agreement, to get the truck off the road so that it can be plowed.
The only other solution is plow the whole street way down to the end with a pickup, maybe, and not give anybody any snow. I don't
That
know,
would be
but
my
that seems
thought.
to
I
be a
was just thinking
time-consuming
that.
thing.
Say
Well,
that,
Seems
yeah.
to me, you
Can
ought
you
to
do
get
that on
your half
South
of the
Richford
snow.
Road too?
You gotta get half
No.
the snow.
Guys, come on, I don't mind the snow, I realize
No,
everybody
but
gets
I was just
snow.
thinking, it's just open
But-
all the way to the river from past his house, right?
Well,
Right,
yes,
you
no,
got
there's some
yeah,
bollards
you
and
gotta-
stuff there, and
You gotta turn around at the bottom, you just
Yeah.
plow down, you may have to spend a
Scoot a
couple
couple
passes
times,
to
yeah.
get it plowed out, so you can turn around and
Yep.
plow back
Now,
out.
do you guys
That's our town.
plow behind those apartment buildings over there by chance, or no?
That's our-
That's
No.
not, that's not,
that's all that's there now?
the ones on Main Street
270?
here, the ones
Behind
that
Marty
We
have
plow
parking.
out to the pump station.
You do plow there too, so they would do one scoop
We
around
just
that way,
keep
one
it
scoop
open,
around
it's
that
not,
way.
There's a lot
it's not
of-
like
that's
we
what I
really,
Plow like a road,
every
like the main
time,
road,
right,
right?
it's just
Yeah,
keep
when
it
it
open
needs
so
to be.
Daryl and his crew can get there
I
and
know.
check the pump.
but, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
And then the landlords can take care of their own driveways,
Sure.
okay.
Right.
I was just checking
Yeah.
for a snow,
That's
because
just the
that's
right of
why
way
the
out
Main
there
Street.
to the pump station for us.
Yeah.
alright.
That
So
works.
are we good with what's been decided on
Yeah.
both ends?
Awesome, I appreciate it, folks.
Okay.
The only other issue I have is your fence,
My what?
your fence.
Make them move their house, I'll move my fence.
Move your house.
Yeah, make them move, make Ben Pothier move his house. 'Cause I measured it from the center line to the house. Make him move his house, I'll move my fence.
The fence is in the right of way, I do know that.
Whatever.
So I don't know the whole Ben Pothier thing.
You won't like it, you touch my fence.
Oh, it's a house,
Tell you right
it's
now.
a house right on the right of
Won't
way,
be
like my
fucking
house,
happy.
Yeah,
my house is probably in the right of way too, because
It's
it's
for my
right on the
granddaughter, dude.
sidewalk.
What do you do?
So-
Been here how
But
many
I
years?
can't move my
No-win
house.
situation, I don't care what you do, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, I'm like 8 inches off the next door neighbor's property line.
so I don't know enough about the fence other than it might be close to the road.
Well, it's definitely close to the road.
Yeah.
we have to
Alright,
bring back fence viewers,
so,
that actually.
Just
Have a
state
fence
facts,
viewer.
Rick. You can mumble all you want, I'm just stating
Hey,
facts.
I got one more thing I wanna say. How can you pick on me?
What are you talking about? Those
Read,
are-
read that.
They're all paid? What do you mean pick on you?
Last time I was here, sir, you made me look like a pompous ass. That's what I gotta say.
There you go.
alright, moving on.
Moving on.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would like to talk, Joey, I need that second name that was given to me. I know the first one. Was it a Sean?
We'll talk, can I stay for a couple seconds of your executive session, cause I gotta tell you a little something I found out about him too.
Couple seconds, yes,
Yes.
okay. So I'm
Who's
looking
that asking to stay? Joey?
Joey,
Yeah.
and it's to do with the ambulance, and it's just for a name.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a motion to go in executive session.
I'll make a motion to go to executive session.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.